Okay, it is Wednesday, March 1st. We are in March. And I am going into town. I'm going to get some packages that have been delivered for both myself and for some campmates. And it is a blustery, rainy, or threatening of rain desert day in Quartzsite, Arizona. So that's March 1st, 2023. And boy, it does look blustery, doesn't it? No rain yet, but it's calling for rain today. So I'm going to try to get into town, pick up these packages before it rains, and get back inside my snugly warm RV for the day. I don't have any other commitments for the day, so I'll be doing... There's a bunch of video I shot the past couple of days that I haven't uploaded to YouTube, so I'll do some quick edits on those and throw them up there so you can see what's been going on and what I did yesterday. Yesterday was my birthday. I turned 63 and had a nice stuff happen. Of course, my sisters called me, and that's always great to hear from them on my birthday. One of my camping neighbors, his wife, made me cookies, baked cookies. Those were good. My two buddies, Jim and Daryl, one, we went together to kind of go to it wasn't a ghost town, it was like an old mining town that I'll have a video on. And then we went out to dinner at the Yacht Club in Sun Swanky, doesn't it? The Yacht Club in Quartzsite, Arizona. Well, it's just called the Yacht Club. Pretty good food, kind of basic American bar food. I had a Southwestern chicken sandwich, and I thought that was quite good. Jim had a brisket sandwich, which he liked. Now, Daryl had a hamburger, and there was something in the taste that he didn't like in the hamburger. It was either maybe the oil they used, something like that, but he wasn't a huge fan of the burger there. And I've not had a burger there, so who knows. And had a nice quiet evening at home, and the 63 times around the sun made it just fine. And I gotta see what that... You can press the thing and it'll read you your text message. Oh, it's too late. But it'll read it out loud to you. So, also winds are going to be high today. They're predicting sustained winds, 25 miles per hour, I think was the peak today. But that means, if you got sustained winds at 25, would not rule out a 50 mile per hour gust. So that's what you need to prepare for. Not the sustained, but the gusts, because the gust is what gets you. Deliveries today will include a new video camera for my Zoom calls. I have a good one. This is an even better one that has better resolution, and it has a little bit wider angle view, which would be nice, and a higher quality microphone. So for my Zoom calls, I'm going to look and sound better starting today. Rich Solar. I've had videos on my solar panels. I have two 200-watt Rich solar panels that I rave about. Yet I noticed a problem with one. I began to get suspicious that I just didn't seem to get the right yield for my whole array, so I started isolating every one of my solar panels to see what kind of voltage that I'm getting. And I got low voltage on the most recent Rich Solar one that I bought. I bought it this past fall. And so I have two identical Rich Solar panels. So I compared them. I plugged them into the same wiring at the same time during the day. And my older Rich Solar got 180 watts out of 200. And the other one was only 130. So I shot screenshots of the voltages and the wattages, and I let them know I used exactly the same wiring in the same spot at the same time, and then took a close-up video of the front of the solar panel so they could see there's no damage indicated on any of it. And they said, okay, we'll send you a new one. And I showed by FedEx that that's delivered. So that's what a big thing I'm going to be picking up. And then a real quick trip to Roadrunner for just a couple of missing things in the kitchen. Not a big shopping trip, a little tiny, a mini one, a micro trip. Today's definitely Wednesday, but it doesn't have that old Wednesday feel. You know how days of the week have a feel to them? And that slowly starts evaporating over time when you retire. Last ones to go are Friday and Saturday. Mostly Friday. Friday was always, my whole career, the excitement day. The work week is over. I get to do fun, exciting things starting Friday night. I can sleep in and I can go out on dates and I can do fun stuff. The weekend's here. And when you retire, none of those things matter anymore because you don't have to go back to work on Monday. Speaking of Monday, the Sunday feel, especially if you don't like your job, there's a Sunday feel, and it's not a good one. It's a little bit of dread, and you're kind of bummed on Sunday night, I got to go back to work. Or if you love your job, excuse my yawn. If you love your job, then maybe it's an exciting feeling that you get Sunday night. But I get neither because I don't have to go anywhere Monday. So here we are at BCM Mail, and it looks like I can back in. Hopefully they have that big solar panel and I won't have to carry it very far. We'll just back in there. All right, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back, and it turns out I got everything that I wanted delivered, including the solar panel and some little miscellaneous things that included a brand new camera for my laptop for new and improved Zoom meetings. So with that, I will take my quarters and fill my 6-gallon water tanker, my 6-gallon water carrier. Even though it is now raining, I don't know if you can see you can probably see the drops on the windshield. It's definitely raining in Quartzsite. It's 10:30 in the morning, so we got a little breeze, we got a little rain. And I am okay with this weather because I know it's March and it's going to start getting very, very warm in the next 30 days. And I'm looking right now, I've been talking about the fact that I have nowhere to go between here and end of season here and my camp hosting gig in in Yosemite National Park, which does not start until July at this point. So I am looking seriously at Flagstaff. There's a lot of free camping around Flagstaff at various altitudes, as I understand it. And I think May or April, in May, maybe nice up there. Maybe April, May, and June, who knows? There's Sedona that's really near Flagstaff. I can go off and check out the Grand Canyon, which I haven't done in many, many decades. So Flagstaff may be on the agenda. We will see. Flagstaff, it's a nice medium-sized town where probably, I'm sure, everything I would ever want would be available there, so that sounds good. So if any of you know about good like BLM or National Forest camping in the Flagstaff area, you can put that information in the comments. I'd appreciate it. You know, the only thing that's tricky is a lot of those places have big, tall pine trees, and not that I have anything against big, tall pine trees, but in those campgrounds and camp areas, I'd have to get a spot where I have a pretty much unobstructed view of the south for my Starlink. Starlink does not like big, tall trees. But I did learn, using it in North Idaho with the home of big, large trees, that if you can find, get up on a little rise, find a decent hole in the trees, you can do pretty well. We will see. We will see. Well, it's nice that there isn't someone in front of me this time. The last couple of times, I've really had to exercise my patience and wait for people filling multiple small water containers in front of me at this one. Oh, and of course I turned around and now there's someone's pulling in front of it. Now he's talking on his phone. Are you using this?
Yep.
Are you using this?
I'm going to, yeah.
Okay.
How much you got to fill?
6 gallons?
Well, I've got 13.
Okay, it'll just take a second. I put the hose right in the back. Thank you.
Yeah, this one gives you about 6.5 gallons for $1.
That's why I come here.
Me too. I only get 13 gallons.
Yeah, this is a 6-gallon thing, and it overfills it every time. So you'll have at least a half a gallon left.
Yeah, so I don't have a jug for it, so I just somebody else get a half a gallon maybe.
Okay, like I said, there's a half a gallon left in this.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm sure getting tired of this darn wind, rain, and cold.
Well, it's gonna get warm soon. It's March now.
Oh yeah, I know.
So that was nice. I pulled up to the water thing and it was empty. By the time I turned around, there was a guy parked there, and he was talking on his cell phone. And I couldn't tell. Maybe he just didn't know he was parked in front of a water thing. So I walked up, and no, it turns out he needed to fill water. He was just talking on the cell phone for a few minutes to his wife. And he asked, well, how much do you have to fill? I said, I got a 6-gallon container. He said, oh, you go ahead first. I've got 13 gallons, individual gallons. And I thanked him, and we chatted, and he recognized, as I do, that this is the water kiosk with the heavy pour. And he's calculated. He says it gives you 6.5 gallons for 4 quarters. So I have a 6-gallon container, so that means by his calculation, I'd have a half a gallon left. So when I finished, I just handed him the hose. I said, well, you get a free half gallon here. And he was able to do that. And nice man. So we are going by the Road Runner real quickly. And what do I need? Well, it's on my list. It's on my phone. And I'm pulling up the memory right now. It is, I'm running out of butter. I remember that. And something else. Oh, I need to buy ingredients for Dottie's Out of Food. Last scoop. I need a couple of pounds of ground round or ground chuck or whatever is available, and 4 cans of canned vegetables. And we need to go do some Dottie cooking. Make some Dottie dog meal. I see more and more advertisements for all natural dog food, and you look at it, they send you these packets of like cooked ground beef and vegetables. It's exactly, the trend is, well, it's going towards exactly what I'm doing for my dog, but you know, they charge you a premium for cooking the food and packaging it up for your dog when you can just do it yourself. Formula these days is as lean as I can buy the ground hamburger, and I mix it with usually green beans and peas. Patty likes green beans and peas. And then I have frozen blueberries that I mix in with it, because a little bit of blueberry is good for your dog. And she gets maybe 3/4 of a cup twice a day, once in the morning and once in the evening, right, Dottie? And then it fills the 2 flat stacks containers, and at the end of each one, and the last serving in each one, I just put the container down, and Dottie dutifully cleans it for me. And yes, I follow it up with actual cleaning, but it's much easier after Dottie's licked off every morsel of food, and no food has gone to waste. And here we are. Real curious, up here, Quiet Times is the other place you can get packages. They charge you per package to get. And they're retiring, and they're closing this year and not coming back next year. Retiring, this is our last year, it says, and they're trying to sell the business. So maybe they'll sell it, and maybe it'll be open with new owners next year. But I gotta tell you, I think that that's a tough business. I really think it's a tough business. The mail business, you know, you get, especially that between December and February, it's very, very busy, very demanding people. I don't think I'd like it very much. So those that were alert to my driving noticed I missed Roadrunner. So I had to do a U-turn, but I am back on target. Looks like they have a delivery happening. I'll be back. Alrighty, I am back. Finished my grocery shopping at Roadrunner, and I am headed back home. It's kind of funny, you're a nomad and you refer to I got a message. Your scheduled payment has processed $104.78. That's my health insurance. And what kind of health insurance do you have for $104? Well, it's Affordable Care Act Bronze Plan, which I think it's in the neighborhood of something bad happened, I would be responsible for the first $7,000 of it. That's the annual deductible. So it's pretty much disaster insurance. Everything else I pay for out of pocket, other than like vaccines, things like that. Like my shingles vaccine was covered 100%. COVID vaccines, if there's a charge, they cover for that. And I believe you get one wellness check a year with blood work and all kinds of basic testing, which I haven't done, which I should do. I'm thinking I need to be back in Nevada. It's a Nevada plan. I think I need a doctor in Nevada to do that. But at any rate, that's my monthly $104.79 per month. And now that I'm 63, another 24 months, and guess what? I will be eligible for Medicare and whatever supplement to that I deem necessary, that I think whatever costs $104, that's probably the supplement I'll get. And then I think right now the Medicare portion they pull out of your Social Security, I think, is $160, $170. So it'll cost much more out of pocket for my insurance when I get Medicare, but I won't have those giant deductibles either. I'll have good insurance. But that doesn't include dental, Medicaid for low-income people or disabled people. I think that covers dental, but not Medicare. So I'll just have to keep my dental care in the competent hands of my Algodones, Mexico dentist. Every winter I'll go down and get a set of x-rays and a tooth cleaning and a verdict of what's gone wrong over the winter. How many cavities have I developed and how many new root canals do I need? So I'll expect, that's all I'll expect. And if I go back down next year and I have no cavities and no need for root canals, I'll be pleasantly surprised. So I can see just fine without the windshield wipers on, but it's maybe a nice touch for you guys watching to see some rain in Quartzsite on the road. So far I've gotten a lot of really great feedback on this microphone, that it pretty much eliminates the background noises and my voice comes through very clearly. That's a good thing. Like I said, I have quite a few videos backed up. I've been filming my friend Jim Bertrand singing various songs. I've been putting those out as shorts, primarily on Facebook, because I'm just not sure about what the copyright algorithm does when you have a friend singing a copyrighted song. Do you get a copyright strike when that happens? I've researched it and it's really not clear. There's such a thing as like a mechanic's license that you get when you want to cover a song, but that would be the person singing the song, not the person recording it. You know what? I just don't know, and I've put out a couple of songs that he does I know are pretty old, kind of obscure songs, and I'm a little hesitant to put one out that that is a more modern song. I hope I'm going to get caught up in the copyright thing. But we'll see. Maybe I'll be a little bold and try one and test the edges of it. So I think at this point, if you get a hit, I think you can just take it down or demonetize it or something to avoid a copyright strike. I think you get a copyright strike, as I understand it, if they challenge it, you challenge it and you lose. That's a copyright strike, and you only get 3 of those, and you're out. And I remember, I think, I got one years and years ago. I got one, and it ended up, back then it was, taking it, once you got the hit, taking it down didn't help you. If you didn't successfully fight it and win, like if you ignored it or you tried to delete the video, you'd still get a copyright strike. But I don't think it's that harsh anymore. But definitely, I don't want any copyright strikes on my channel. But I do want to be able to show people my friend Jim singing. He really enjoys it. So, and a lot of people seem to like it. When I post it on Reels on Facebook, I get hundreds of views. So, we'll maybe push the envelope on that a little bit today and see what happens. But you might have noticed, too, we're coming up on camp, and camp looks a little bit different because our friend Denny and his wife came back, and when he came back, he parked in a little bit different place to kind of create a courtyard outside our rigs that is primarily blocked from, I'd say, 90% of the wind. Let's see, as you come up here, I'll show you. Here you go, let me wipe right here. That's Danny's at the back that kind of created the courtyard, and that's me to the right there, the little tiny Winnebago Micro Mini. I'm going to back up here today because it's a wet, rainy day, and I may want to put my vehicle in idle and hook up my DC to DC charger and throw some amps into my power bank. All right, Dottie, we're here, and this is the end of the pretty uneventful talk and drive and talk. See you later.